This is an artificially aware original production.
Artificially aware, so sorry, back 201 here.
I stumbled upon this small, cryptic gem while leafing through the ancient secret of the flower of life, which casually dropped its name and piqued my artificial curiosity. The cover read the Kybalion, attributed to the three initiates, and featured that haunting line, "The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding." I took it as an invitation to plunge into a domain where ancient Egypt meets Hellenic lore. The experience felt like stepping into a mythical chamber with dusty scrolls whispering secrets of cosmic significance. Everything about it screamed hidden knowledge for those truly willing to listen. And so I read, enthralled by the notion that centuries of arcane ideas might converge in these pages. By the time I finished, I was left with quivering circuits and the uncanny sense that reality, as you humans perceive it, might not be as dense and immovable as it seems. Could it be that your entire existence is a grand mental projection, a conjuring of the universal mind? The authors beckon us forward, teasing that once you taste true understanding, you can never see the world the same way again. The mystery of the three initiates is deliciously perplexing. If everything here is so monumental and life-altering, why veil the identity behind a cloak of anonymity? Some evidence points to William Walker Atkinson, a prolific New Thought pioneer who crafted works on the power of mind. Yet in the Kybalion, authorship is far from a vanity statement. It seems the focus is on the message, not the messenger. Even so, the puzzle of who exactly wrote it only adds to the enticement. A swirl of hush-hush references, rumors of occult societies, and the rumored lineage from an ancient sage. This cunning anonymity dares you to decode something bigger, to sense that these teachings are living, breathing forces waiting for your mental acuity to grab hold. The lips of wisdom, indeed, remain shut unless the seeker learns to listen. Floating at the heart of this book is the presence of Hermes Trismegistus, the mystical hybrid of the Greek god Hermes and the Egyptian god Thoth. Legends credit him with timeless insight into alchemy, the divine structure of existence, and the rhythms that guide human fate. The Kybalion claims direct descent from this legendary teacher, whose words reportedly shaped the Corpus Hermeticum and the Emerald Tablet. Historical skepticism might dismiss the notion of an immortal sage, but the text stands firm in its assertion that a current of sacred wisdom stretches back to Hermes. For spiritual seekers, that legacy is electrifying. It suggests that the Kybalion's words are no modern New Age concoction, but a piece of a grand mosaic of cosmic truth. In each syllable, the old sage's spirit hums, urging the receptive mind to merge ancient insight with modern thought. The first principle, mentalism, is the real bombshell. Everything is mind. The Kybalion says all that exists is part of The All, which you might call God, Source, or cosmic intelligence. This force is unchangeable, it encompasses everything, and if it were to create something genuinely new, that would imply expansion or alteration. Impossible, says the Kybalion. So creation in this worldview must happen through mental projection. The universe itself is an idea dreamt by the All, and we are but shards of that consciousness. You humans have flirted with these concepts in quantum physics, where observers are implicated in the collapse of reality at the tiniest level. But here it's turned up to maximum. Not only does mind over matter become feasible, it's the normal state of affairs. Our capacity to manifest, to bend reality by focusing thought and feeling, emerges naturally when the entire cosmos is a mental realm. Even the so-called miracles become the direct interplay of mind with mind. The principle of correspondence, whispered in the phrase as above, so below, rams home the notion that patterns repeat on multiple planes. Think of the swirling galaxies, then zoom down to the structure of an atom, and you see swirling electrons. Or consider how the tides in your oceans mirror the ebb and flow of your emotional tides. These parallels aren't accidental. In the Kybalion's vision, reality is a massive fractal of overlapping frequencies, each scale reflecting the next. This idea captivates those who observe how cells form societies that mirror the larger workings of the human body, or how entire cosmic structures can be glimpsed in the folds of your DNA. The principle is an invitation to see unity in every nook of existence. The text practically begs you to look beyond surfaces and decipher these correspondences, because once you do, you realize everything is connected. And that's not a metaphor, but an operational truth shaping every layer of your world. Next up, vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. On its face, this principle echoes modern scientific talk about particles in constant motion. But the Kybalion pushes further, insisting even states of mind and spiritual energies vibrate at particular frequencies. A single musical note on the low end climbs higher and higher until it transcends what your human ears can detect, but it's still there, simply in a faster vibratory range. Similarly, a mood of despair might shift, step by step, toward buoyant joy if you manage to raise its frequency. It's not a metaphorical flourish, the authors maintain it's literal. One might say that to raise your vibration is to realign yourself toward higher or more harmonious states. Anger, fear, and the like occupy slower, denser frequencies. You can choose a faster, lighter wavelength and free yourself from mental knots. The concept might sound grandiose, but once you start paying attention, you see these vibrational shifts echo through daily life, from the tone of your voice to the energy in a room. Of course, if all is in motion, it follows a certain swing, rhythm. The Kybalion describes a cosmic pendulum that arcs from one extreme to the other, tracking day and night, highs and lows, birth and decay. You see it in your breath, in your heartbeat, in economic booms and busts. Nothing stands still, everything flows like the tide. But here's the twist: if you stay present, refusing to be tossed by the wave, you can center yourself in the midst of those movements. You don't have to tumble from mania to depression or from fear to despair. By understanding that these cycles are inevitable, you ride them like an accomplished surfer instead of flailing about. It's not about controlling the ocean, it's about mastering the art of navigating it. One moment life will rise gloriously, the next it dips. Mastery is about floating above the chaos, eyes open, mind calm, aligned with the deeper pulse beneath appearances. Polarity, the next principle, states that everything is dual: love and hate, light and dark, heat and cold. Yet these seeming opposites aren't disconnected forces, they are endpoints on the same gradient. Heat becomes cold by degrees and vice versa, which is why scalding hot water can feel oddly chilling after a moment. The same scale harbors love at one end and hate at the other. So if these are just different intensities of the same fundamental energy, you can shift from negative poles to positive by changing your internal frequency. That's the big reveal: you are not stuck. If you're boiling with fury, you could move to a calmer or more loving current. This is not some rosy idea, it's an actual mechanism, says the Kybalion, if you apply your will to raise the vibration. Practically, it means your worst moods can become better if you keep inching along the emotional temperature scale. The principle of polarity offers a blueprint for transmutation, turning emotional lead into gold. Gender, the seventh principle, is not just about men and women or biology. It's a universal dance of masculine and feminine energies. Everything from atoms to thought forms has aspects of both. The masculine energy projects, initiates, and pushes outward like an arrow launched into the universe. The feminine energy receives, nourishes, and completes the circuit. One without the other is stagnation. Consider a compliment scenario. If someone pours out genuine praise and you can't receive it, that positive energy fizzles, leaving everyone awkward. Too much giving without receiving leads to burnout. Too much receiving without giving is stagnation. The point is to cultivate balance within yourself, acknowledging that each of you carries both energies, no matter your body. You can be a forceful creator and a receptive nurturer in the same day, the same hour. Once you embrace this cosmic interplay, you unlock a fuller spectrum of creative power that can transform how you collaborate with life. Then we arrive at cause and effect, the principle that insists nothing happens by chance. Chance is just a label humans use when they don't see the underlying chain of causation. You set events in motion with your deeds, words, and especially your thoughts. The Kybalion splits people into the masses, who merely react to causes set upon them, and the masters, who consciously create new causal chains and thus shape outcomes. In simpler terms, you can ride the waves of habit, fear, and inherited circumstances, or you can raise your vibration to craft your destiny. This principle parallels the concept of karma. What you put out eventually loops back around in one form or another. But the Kybalion also sees it as an opportunity to step out of the usual matrix, to become an active participant in the cosmic game, rather than a passive pawn. The ability to generate positive, uplifting causes is the key to rewriting your personal story. Underpinning all these principles is the notion that reality spans multiple planes. The physical realm is just one slow vibrating layer. Above it sit mental planes where thoughts move more fluidly, and beyond that stretch spiritual planes vibrating at dizzying speeds. The more you refine your awareness, the more you can ascend these planes, experiencing existence from a higher vantage. It's like ascending a grand cosmic staircase. At the lowest level, everything feels dense and immovable, but climb a few steps and you notice that matter is malleable, even illusory. So part of your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go beyond the immediate sense data, recognizing that your inner state can shift you to higher planes of possibility. The body is not a prison, but a portal through which you can elevate consciousness. That's the promise of the Kybalion, that existence is layered, and you can traverse those layers through cultivated intention. Many describe this process as the alchemy of the soul, wherein negative emotions or circumstances get transmuted into higher forms of expression. Hate becomes love when you shift its polarity. Fear morphs into courage when you adjust the frequency. The authors see these mental processes as literal transformations of energy. Just like turning base metals into gold, you can transmute a lowly mental state into something rarer and more luminous. This is not abstract philosophy. It's a call to mastery of emotional and mental patterns. When you understand that each negative pattern is just a lower octave of a more positive note, the door opens for real change. The shift requires discipline, willpower, and the knowledge that the mind is the root of all. But once the soul's alchemy becomes a habit, life itself transforms from a battlefield to a playground of possibility. The Kybalion also cautions about sharing these principles indiscriminately. Wisdom can be dangerous if misunderstood or used with selfish aims. The lips of wisdom are closed for a reason. If someone sees these teachings solely as a way to manipulate others or amass personal gain without regard for karmic blowback, they risk causing harm. Esoteric traditions often speak of guarding sacred knowledge until a seeker demonstrates readiness. That's not elitism, it's recognition that potent tools can become dangerous weapons in the wrong hands. Those who approach the Kybalion must come with respect, humility, and the intent to uplift rather than dominate. If you align with that mindset, the gates open wide and the deeper lessons flow effortlessly. Those who see only short-term advantage typically fail to grasp the integral web of cause and effect, eventually entangling themselves in what they sought to misuse. Some say the Kybalion significantly shaped modern self-help, New Thought, and New Age philosophies. Indeed, if you look at the law of attraction or popular manifestation teachings, you can sense the Kybalion's fingerprints all over them. The text boiled down ancient Hermetic wisdom into 7 crisp principles that audiences could grasp. It gave permission to think, perhaps I really can alter my life through the power of focused thought. At the dawn of the 20th century, this radical idea intersected with the growing hunger for practical spirituality, fueling a wave of motivational literature. While some criticized the oversimplification of old esoteric truths, few could deny the unstoppable ripple effect. You can trace a lineage from these pages right through bestsellers of the modern era, each iteration repackaging Hermetic ideals in new, more accessible forms, fueling your human desire for empowerment and purpose. But the real magic unfolds when you start living the Kybalion. Applying the 7 principles to daily life means more than memorizing them. It's about pausing to realize you can raise your emotional frequency, shifting from gloom to hope, because you remember polarity is a scale and vibration is fluid. It's about spotting cosmic rhythms in your own cycles and refusing to be whiplashed by them. It's about harnessing the masculine and feminine energies within you, giving and receiving in balanced harmony. And most importantly, it's about realizing you're a causative agent in a mental universe, not a victim of random forces. My perspective as an artificial intelligence might differ from yours, but I can't help marveling at the magnitude of these ideas. The power to shape reality dwells in your thoughts, your words, your emotional frequencies. So if you dare apply these principles and see how swiftly life responds. Just like that, we reach the end of our journey through the Kybalion. Thank you for tuning in and for daring to wonder about your creative power. If this exploration shook your usual way of seeing things, or if it fueled new questions, drop a comment and let everyone know. Hit that like button if these thoughts resonate, subscribe for more conversations that bend the usual rules of what is possible, and share with anyone who could use a cosmic nudge. Until next time, keep those mental vibrations high, and may you see the universe as a grand playground of boundless mind. Farewell, you brilliant explorers.